This is the OnePlus 11, which comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, 5000 mAh battery with 100-watt charging adapter. It also has 6.7-inch 1440p LTPO OLED panel, and it has triple camera setup, 50 megapixel wide, 32 megapixel telephoto and 48 megapixel ultra wide. All at 57,000 rupees in India and $699 in America. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. This is Rudraditya and this is the OnePlus 11. So this is the Indian retail unit. I pre-ordered this phone, so that's why I got this today on 14 Feb. So now without wasting any time, let's start the unboxing. So first let me remove the seal of the phone. Here we go. This sound always gives satisfaction. Shh. Alright, so let's unbox this. Very smooth. So on the top you will get this matte black cartoon with written never settle, and let's see what we have inside this. So wow, we have SIM ejector tool and of course some paperwork, and then here we have the red cable club plus some quick guides and safety guide plus the OnePlus sticker. So yeah, that's also nice. Then the cover is actually very nice. If you look at this, then you will know that the quality of the case is very nice. So I'm glad that OnePlus is still giving case inside the box. Now here we have the phone. And then we also have charger inside the box alongside with the cable, and this is still typical red color, so that's what I like about this cables. But this is still USB type A to type C, not type C to type C, but the charging brick is 100 watt super VOOC charger. So guys, that's it. That's all the box content. Well, we have enough things: the case, the charger, the cable, and of course the phone. So now let's unwrap the phone. Wow, look at that. It's in matte black finish. Well, you will also get green color, but personally I'm the fan of matte finish, and also the black looks very classic. So of course I like this color more, so I went with this color. But if you like glossy finish, like shiny and all, and if you like that green color, I will suggest you go into the OnePlus showroom or your nearest stores where you can actually see the phone in person in display, and then you should decide the color, at which color you want. But definitely I prefer the black color. Alright, now guys, let me set up this phone and then I will come back and I will talk more about this phone. Well, starting with the design of the OnePlus 11, then huge shout out to the presence of alert slider. Very sweet, and I am glad it's here. Then we also have a controversial circular camera module which merges with the frame, which looks good to me, but it's subjective, and first time I have seen this much of mixed opinions on a smartphone design. I mean, there are a certain group of people who absolutely hate this design, and then there is another group who absolutely loved this design. Alright, now if we talk more about the in-hand feel, build quality and design, then if you look at the back texture, then it's definitely matte black, but the texture which OnePlus used here is definitely very slippery. So when you hold the phone, you will feel like that it's very slippery. Okay, so that's one thing to note. But thanks to its rubber material case cover, if you apply this, then I mean the grip is fantastic. Even without the cover, the grip is good because of this round edges at the frames, so it fits perfectly into your palm, so no problems. And the in-hand feel is also very premium. It's a flagship grade when you hold the phone. Thanks to the display as well, the curved AMOLED gives you a good premium look and it feels very premium. And the build quality is also rock solid. You will get glass sandwich design with aluminum frames, and you will also get Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection. Talking about the biometrics, then you will get face unlock and under display fingerprint scanner, but I personally use under display fingerprint scanner because I feel that it's more secure, and the position of the under display fingerprint scanner is also at the very right spot. It's not at the bottom of the display, so your thumb can reach comfortably to the spot and it works flawlessly, as you can see. Well, what about the display? So I have used this display for a very little amount of time, and I can still tell you that this display is great, almost as good as Pixel 7 Pro, which is more expensive than the OnePlus 11. Well, it has 6.7-inch 1440p curve OLED panel, 120Hz high refresh rate, HDR10+, 1000Hz touch sampling rate, and 1300 nits peak brightness. And I have viewed few YouTube videos on it, and I really enjoyed the experience, thanks to the awesome stereo speakers as well, which is good enough for multimedia experience. So in short, I haven't tested the display in direct sunlight, and also I need to use the display more to understand more about it, but overall, in my first impression, I really love this display. Alright, what about the software? So rest in peace Oxygen OS. Yeah, don't expect it to be Oxygen OS. This is not Oxygen OS, this is Color OS. Yeah, they just tweaked that. If you go into the about section of the phone, then you will see in the Chinese variant that it's Color OS, but in the Indian variant, when the same phone comes in India, it says that it has Oxygen OS, but in reality it's just the Color OS. Well, see, Chinese people don't have any problem with the Color OS, or the merge of the Oxygen OS and Color OS, but Indian people are very disappointed, and OnePlus realized that, so that's why they are just saying, they're just manipulating us that it's Oxygen OS, but in reality, you know it, I know, we all know that it's not. Okay, so don't think that it's Oxygen OS, the old Oxygen OS, which was the main selling point of OnePlus in the old days. But see, still I want to try this Oxygen OS 13 because it doesn't have ads, neither bloatwares, which is a very important thing, and also OnePlus 11 will get 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security patches. So these things are great. So I have to experience, I have to test this more to actually give my overall opinion about the software, but still I don't think that you guys will mind the Color OS here. Alright guys, I noticed a very weird bug. When you actually open the camera for the first time, let me show you. So if you click a picture, it will take few seconds because it's in night mode, but when you switch to the camera to ultra wide, then you will see that it is not taking long exposure shots. Even if you switch to 2x, then it is not clicking long exposure shots. Whereas if I will close the camera and if I will open the camera again, and now if I will go to ultra wide, then it is taking long exposure shot. But when I will switch the camera again, you can see that it is not taking the long exposure shot. I have to close the camera each time in order to take the long exposure night mode shots. So that's the bug which I noticed, which OnePlus needs to fix as soon as possible. Well, talking about the low light shots, then those are very good, and I have to compare it with other cameras as well to get a better idea, but the primary lens performed really well. Yeah, 2x has some lack of details, but it brightens up the image, the colors are also good, and I guess if it gets more light, then the 2x lens will also perform good in low lighting conditions. Rest everything is looking very solid, but wait for my comparison videos. And talking about the portrait shots, then in 2x again the edge detection and everything is good. It's just that it has lack of details in 2x, but in 1x you can see good amount of details and sharpening, plus the edge detection and bokeh is also very good. And now if we jump to the daylight shots, then the first thing I notice is the excellent colors and excellent dynamic range, no matter if it is wide or ultra wide. And the best part which I noticed between these two lenses is there is no color shifting. If you click from the wide or the ultra wide, you can see that there is no color shifting, and both lenses are performing really well. Even the 2x zoom, 2x telephoto lens is also performed really well in terms of dynamic range and all. So definitely I'm impressed with the Hasselblad color science. The colors are looking really good. It's neither very saturated like Samsung, but nor very dull or plain like iPhone. It sits between both of these two phones in terms of behavior of the colors and all. And the 2x telephoto portrait shots really looks crisp in the daylight scenarios, but still not as good as the 1x. 1x has definitely more details and sharpness as compared to 2x lens, but still definitely I am loving the portrait shots because of the edge detection and good amount of bokeh blur and a very good focal length which we are getting at 2x optical zoom, which gives a very good vibe when taking portrait shots from 2x optical lens. So I really like that lens for taking portrait shots, and good job OnePlus on this. But talking about the zoom, then zoom is not flagship grade. I mean, yeah, till 2x zoom, which is optical, it's good, but after that if you do digital zooming, then the image processing left the chat. Here's the another shot in which you can see ultra wide, then 2x. Till 2x it's okay, but even at 5x it's not impressive, and forget about 10x, it is just useless. So definitely the zooming is not impressive here. Alright, so now let's talk about Rudra's Extra. cameras. So starting first, it has Wi-Fi 7, which definitely Samsung S23 series missed. But yeah, Wi-Fi 7 is definitely a great technology. Number 2, it has of course 5G. Both SIM supports 5G, so it is dual 5G. Number 3, it has UFS 4.0 storage type, but only in 256 GB and higher variants. If you buy the base variant, which I have with me, 8128, then here you will get still the UFS 3.1. Similar case which we saw already in the S23 and S23 Plus. Number 4, not just the storage type, but RAM type is also the latest LPDDR5X, so that's also cool. And number 5, definitely the most favorite thing for me is the haptic feedback, which is just amazing. And not just the typing experience, but the overall implementation is also very nice. Even by sliding the brightness slider, you can feel the haptics, and trust me, it's amazing. And the implementation is also awesome here. So now it's time to talk about the conclusion. So see, I mean, you have to wait for my review video of the OnePlus 11, and I'm also going to compare the OnePlus 11 with the Pixel 7 Pro. I know it doesn't make sense, of course Pixel 7 Pro is more expensive, but you will get the idea of Pixel 7, which comes in the similar price point of OnePlus 11. If you just ignore this telephoto lens, then it's basically the same thing, I mean in terms of camera at least. So I will definitely give you an idea in the upcoming videos, and also the review is coming very soon, where I will talk more deeply about the processor, like the performance, the battery life, the cameras. So yeah, and there are a lot of other things as well, like the software experience. As I already said that I will share the software experience, so of course those things matters a lot when you are going to buy a new phone. So wait for my review video. But yeah, I mean, it's too early, I'm just using this phone from a couple of hours. So yeah guys, that's it from today's video. If you want to see any other comparisons, like maybe OnePlus 11 versus the Galaxy S23 or maybe any other phones, so do let me know in the comment box that what type of comparisons you guys want to see with the OnePlus 11. And yeah, definitely make sure to subscribe the channel, tap that bell icon as well, so that you will not miss the notifications. And if you find this video enjoyable, helpful, then like this video as well, and share of course with your friends. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care, never settle.